Welcome to Wild About Watches. In today's video we're going to explore how you can set up the navigation features from the comfort of your armchair before you hit the trail and hit that all-important navigation button. There will be other videos in this series where we actually use the watch for navigation, so please like, subscribe, hit the notification button so you'll be notified of the all-important next upload on the Garmin FENIX 6X. And again, center left, press down, then you've got activities and apps, so we can select that. Hike, which is the one that we were using yesterday, which I'll edit in somewhere or other. Then you can come to navigate, and then you can select navigate settings. So here you can do data screens, and that lets you decide what you want to see on the data screens. So all of this is customizable: distance, heart rate, speed. You can add new. All of that is completely customizable. You can put a time of arrival, destination time, height, you can put almost anything in those data screens for navigation, and then you would select it with the top right button, and then you can do layout, data fields. You can reorder the data fields, and of course you can remove a data field. The layout would mean you could have 1 on a page, 2 on a page, 3 on a page, and every one of these here is customizable. So here they all just say timer, but each and every one of these could be customized to anything that you want to do with navigation. So you could have, the compass at the top, distance, time remaining, your heart rate could be on there, just whatever you want to put on there. Your elevation, your total height gained, total height lost, pretty much anything that you would want on there you could put on there. You don't need to save any changes. We haven't done anything. Then you can come down to alerts, so you could add a new alert, custom, heart rate, speed, time, distance, calories, elevation, power mode. So you can go into that, default normal, low battery alert off. You could turn it on, I guess. Low battery alert off, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. Auto enable off. You can change that to minutes again. Map, configure maps, and then you can do different types of maps. Topo active Europe Northeast, Topo active Southwest Europe. Garmin ski, you've got ski slopes on here. Routing, so you could do an activity, running and walking. Popularity routing, and that shows you where other people have been walking. Courses, follow a course. Calculation method, avoidances, unpaved road, ferries. Don't think there'll be any ferries out in the middle of Dartmoor somehow, unless there's any flying around. Auto pause, I'm going to turn that off because I did use auto pause yesterday a few times just to see how it worked. And basically every single time you stop, even if it's for a moment, it just pauses the route. And I wouldn't mind so much if it paused the route if you stopped for like 5 minutes or something. But it stops every time you stop, and then it starts again when you set off. So even if you stop to look at the map, it pauses the following the route on GPS. And I just found it a bit annoying. It kept beeping, pause, starting, and I don't think it actually followed the route completely at one point either. So I'm not completely convinced that that's a really workable thing. Certainly out here on Dartmoor, where you've got so many tussocks, and you're just naturally stopping sometimes just because you can't walk because of the terrain. It's not like you're on a path or something like that where you could walk and then stop for a drink. here sometimes you're like stopping because you kind of like have to, and I just didn't find it very convenient out here, so I thought I'd already turned that back off again, but it's off now, hopefully. GPS, that actually needs to be on Galileo. White or black, I like white. Accent color, you can actually change the color of certain parts of what you're looking at. Expedition, if you turn that on, you can actually extend the battery life to like 80 days or something like that, if you're going to be in the middle of nowhere for weeks and weeks and weeks with no power at all, and you just need a GPS fix once an hour, I believe that does. And then you can use Track Me, and that will follow your route. And then you can go to Map. Oh, that was the wasp landed on me. There, he was right there. Told you there was. Where are you? There. I told you there was a bloody wasp. Then you've got Map, which interestingly is on a black background. Map settings. Map. Configure maps. That's back to that business there again. So we'll come out of that. GPS, Galileo, rename. So we can come out of all of that. I've added tides because that's useful, even though I don't live by the sea. It's kind of useful, you know, when you are by the sea. You can set as favourite, reorder, and add. And if you want to check tide times, you press top right, and then you go down, navigate, expedition, track me, map, tide. So where we were a minute ago is where you set all of this, and this is where you use it all. So tide is highlighted. High tide was midnight, low tide 6:30 this morning, a 3.4 meter low tide, and then the next high tide today is 12, about now actually, almost now, a 10 meter high tide. And then you can change the date by using the up button, that takes you forward. Interestingly enough, with tides you can do a GPS position. Obviously in this instance we're too far inland, so you go past navigate, because we don't need navigate, we don't need expedition, track me, and then press go, and you have various functions. You can add to these functions as well, and then you get walking and it will just follow you wherever you're going. So you can zoom in and out on it as well, and you can pan around on it for basic. Resume, save, resume later, lap, back to start, recovery, discard. We'll discard this one. Indeed, from within the hike settings, and here you have the compass with the direction, elevation that you are currently at, your speed you're moving, and then you get your map. So this has more information than just track me. And then distance, moving, ground speed, GPS elevation, temperature. Obviously that must be in direct sunlight or something, because it certainly isn't quite that warm here. Total ascent, total descent, current elevation. That page there, and then you can press this button here, and that starts. And then, so this is the same as Track Me. It's just it's not Track Me. This is like something else. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but you can do a Track Me with limited information, which I showed you a minute ago, and then you can do Track Me with this, which gives you know, just more information. There's no timer on this one, but it is now tracking the route. And then with this one again, you can stop it, and then you can resume, save, resume later, lap, back to start, recovery, or discard, which we'll discard for now. And that's within the hike settings as well. Lassie, come here! She found this bog, you know, just earlier. And this is for those that like Lassie footage. Good girl. Look, at the state of her. Alright, wait there, wait. Stay there. Oh. Sit. Lassie, sit. Good girl. I think my socks are clean. It's actually quite good. My socks are cleaner than Lassie is there.